Hello, Corinth. I'm Pastor Jared. This is Pastor Jason. And we want to share with you a little bit of what we have been thinking and what our consistory's been talking about, where we want to go as a church body over the next several years. And the way some of this sort of came about is about a year and a half ago, we started talking about refining our vision, and we had groups and we talked through the things that we can imagine being true of us in a few years. And those things were things like a place of authentic belonging. They were building friendships with people across the spectrum, people in all different sort of walks of life, and depending on the Holy Spirit as we do that. And we got to talking, and we talked with consistory, many of you, and it kind of came out that, yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. We love that image. But how do we get there? And really importantly, I think, what is it that's driving us to want that? And so we define, I think the why, the heartbeat, the real longing to see those things is redemption. We want to see things fixed. We want to see things put back together in a world where we're all broken and our neighbors and things just aren't the way they ought to be. And we want to see that redeemed, and we want to see human flourishing. We want to see people, ourselves and others, be what we were created to be. That's this longing. I think that's in all of us to see that. And so then we thought, okay, well, we need to know how. How are we going to move toward that goal of flourishing that's encapsulated in that vision? And so we were talking and leaders talking, and we came up with these three sort of core pillars that the future can grow up on. So Jason will share.
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about that. So the three pillars, what I want to say specifically though is these aren't in order of priority or order of operation. So please don't hear me say that as I explain those, because I think that's really important, because we need all three of these things if we are going to help get towards redemption and human flourishing. The three pillars are campus activation. We are blessed here at Corinth with this large facility, as well as we sit on about 18 acres of land. And so we want to activate the acreage, the building. How can we maximize our physical assets? That includes the building, land, because we want to create environments for community support and human flourishing. On this paper, we have, like, in parentheses, financial, relational, physical. And so we really want to see how we can activate this campus to help people find redemption and human flourishing. The other pillar we have here is decentralized mission. You hear us often talking about going. It's not just showing up at this place on a Sunday for an hour, but it's about going. So how can we decentralize this mission? Executing missional activity through our neighborhoods, intentional service, personal engagement. Do you know your neighbor? If not, know your neighbor, and what can you do in your neighborhoods if you have those? So we're going to talk a little bit about that, what that looks like. The other part is internal equipping, and so this is training and resourcing members, us, to lead missional lives out in the community. Oftentimes we say we don't know how to maybe do those things, and when we want to help you learn some of those things, but at the same time going and doing them. It's not just about filling our heads with a bunch of information and then not ever actually living it out. So that's why, but there are some things that we need to learn, that we need to know. So we're going to develop generational and leadership pipelines as well. How can we grow up people here to go live out, maybe even do ministry out of here. So those are the three pillars. It's really important to I think we dream about those things. So on February 22, you'll be invited to come and dream. It's a dreaming session. It's not going to put a plan together necessarily, but we want to start dreaming about what does it look like to have our campus activated, a decentralized mission and eternal equipping. And we're going to split off into three different groups and kind of start dreaming about those things. So.
And also, I just want to add, when you look at this image, right, we've got the three pillars on here, and we have these vines growing up the pillars. The dreaming is, what sort of vines, what seeds do we want to place in the ground at the base of these pillars with the hope that we'll be able to grow human flourishing out of it.
So when you're invited into this process, it's not just a Jason and Jared thing. It's not just even a consistory thing. It's an us thing of how we can do this as a church to live out what God is calling us to do, our mission and vision here in Corinth.
Matter of fact, we can't do it without you.
Absolutely.